I'm Margaret Kelleher, Chair of Anglo-Irish Literature and Drama at University College Dublin and UCD Academic Lead on the Ulysses Centre at Newman House project. And it's my delight on behalf of my colleagues Catherine McSharry from the National Library of Ireland, Eamon Cant, Elizabeth Dunn and Ruth Ferguson at UCD to welcome you to this event this morning. This is, I think, we're safe to say, an inaugural colloquium because we were deeply heartened by the response it generated. And in particular, I think the zest it showed in the community for a conversation of this nature. So we see this very much as an ongoing series of colloquia, and pleased to say that the National Library will host another later this year. We see this, as you know, from the correspondence with us as a conversation about exhibition, about the relationship between exhibitions and the public, the relationship between the public, exhibitions and the city, collaboration and creativity. And in that regard, it's wonderful to have this lineup of speakers today, international and national. So I'd like to welcome Stephanie Stewart from Boston, to welcome Kate Raisz, who comes from Boston via Ethiopia, to welcome Kirsten Drotner, who's joining us from Denmark, to welcome local colleagues, Declan McGonagle, Simon O'Connor, who comes to us from across the green from the Little Museum, to welcome my colleague Lynda Mulvin from UCD, and especially to welcome our keynote speaker, Michael John Gorman, who is himself, I think, as you know, in a state of movement and about to move in the next month to a new position in Berlin. And I'll return to introducing Michael John more formally in a few moments. My colleague Eamon Cant, who's project lead for UCD on this project, will explain the Ulysses Centre at Newman House in more detail and give a briefing at the end of the day. But I think already you have a sense from this wonderful room with all of its connotations with James Joyce about the unique situation of Newman House and the unique opportunity we have to link the material heritage and authenticity of this building with some of the most exciting developments in culture in early 21st century Ireland. And that's why I think in many ways one of the roles of today is to celebrate that this project is now underway with opening scheduled for 2018. And that's been made possible, I think, as most of you know, by key funding from Carmel and Martin Naughton, and also key funding from Fall to Ireland. And I'm delighted that Liam Campbell and Brendan Liddy are with us today. I also want to welcome Charlotte Kingston, who comes today from Ralph Applebaum, our design partners. And I'd also like just to, I think, crave your indulgence for a few moments, just to mention others who are in the audience, because my sense is this is also, judging by the conversation coffee, a really good chance for people to meet other people. So, and forgive me if this isn't exhaustive, but I'm delighted that we have here today colleagues from Century Ireland, from Dublin City Libraries, from the National Museum, from the Gallery of Photography, from Marsh Library, from Galway's Hardiman Library, from Cork's Crawford Gallery, from Richmond Barracks, from the Glucksman Library in Limerick, also colleagues from the Little Museum of Dublin and RTE Archives. I'd also like to welcome Fergal Quigley, who's joining us from the Department of Arts Heritage, Stephanie O'Callaghan from the Arts Council, and later this morning, following on a meeting that both have elsewhere, delighted that Michael Starrett from the Heritage Council and Helen Stenton from Trinity will join us. And a final particularly warm thank you to the many students who are here, students from the MA in Anglo-Irish Literature and Drama who've been recruited to help, and also students from the MA in Cultural Policy in UCD, and delighted that many of you are here today. Finally, from me, some words of thanks to colleagues, most especially to Dr. Maura Doyle, whose assistance and vision for this project has been crucial in making the colloquium possible. We're also grateful for research funding for today from UCD Research and also from our College of Arts and Humanities. So to move to the proceedings of today, and also delighted to say that thanks to UCD Communications, the proceedings will be podcast, and to welcome Andrew Fogarty's professional expertise in that regard. Dr. Michael John Gorman was founding director of the Science Gallery at Trinity College Dublin and now founding CEO of Science Gallery International. It's particularly important for us that Michael John would give today's keynote, because I think one of the working tags for us in this project is to say, with a mixture of modesty and ambition, that we'd like to do for literature what Michael John and colleagues have done for science in the city. I think welcoming him to give the keynote today is really also our chance to salute him for the transformative work he has done in the area of public exhibition in the city. His fuller biography and the details of his awards are on your programme today, but I think the most important introduction I can do is, I think on all of our behalf, wish him well with the next episode of the adventure, and to salute him for what he has done for Dublin to date. Michael John.